Hey guys, it's Brian here, and welcome to episode 57 of our Liverpool Career Mode series. In today's episode, we have 3 games for you, 3 very important games too, one from the FA Cup, one from the Champions League, and also one from the Premier League as well. And the first one we're going to be playing here is against Newcastle. This is our quarterfinal matchup against them in the FA Cup. Not the best draw out of all the teams because there was some weaker sides in there. It would have been nice to face a weaker side in the quarterfinal here, but we're going to still do our best against them here and see how we can do. After that, we're going to move on to playing against Borussia Dortmund in the first leg of our Champions League series against them. This is the round of 16, as you remember last year. Played in the round of 16 against Barcelona. Had a close matchup against them, but unfortunately we're not able to move on to the next round. We're going to try and do better there. And then lastly, we'll finish up the episode with a game against Blackburn. So something that'll take our mind off the very competitive games here and hopefully have a little bit of a better time against them. So the other thing I want to talk about in this episode too is that we did a live stream last episode. You guys could see the transfers that we made, and I wanted to kind of give ratings on the players that we brought in because a lot of these players are players I was interested in, players I thought that would be potentially good for our team, but also players you guys recommended too, and I wanted to give my opinions on just their initial progress and initial kind of performance and kind of give them a rating overall of what I've really thought of what they've been able to do for the team thus far. Now, we brought in quite a few players, so I'm going to focus specifically on the main guys that we brought in, the guys that are really the ones that we've seen play a lot thus far, and the ones that are also making the most impact on the team. And to start off the list, I'm going to talk about Mitchell Weiser, a player that we brought in on loan from Bayern Munich. He's a guy I didn't expect that much of, but he's actually done quite good thus far. He's really making an impact when he's playing on the wing there. I thought I'd use him just as a backup role, maybe even as a third-string winger for us, but he's really actually kind of making himself an option for me to use, and I've really been happy thus far with him, and surprisingly he's going to be getting some time because of that, because he has a lot of pace and he's also got good strength on the ball, even though his control isn't as strong as some of the other players because really he isn't that developed as of yet. He's still doing a very good job for the type of player that he is, and I'm happy overall with what he's been able to do. Now, on the opposite side of that, we brought in Carrillo, who's a player that I was recommended by several people in the live stream. I didn't really know that much about, and I have to say that it's been up and down so far, and he's probably the most money that we spent in this transfer deadline on Carrillo, that is, and I haven't necessarily been that happy with him. Now, I'm going to definitely give him the time to really kind of sink in, get used to his playing style, and really see if maybe he can have an impact on this team, but so far it hasn't been all that great, and I'm hoping that's going to change around a bit. He's had flashes of brilliance where I've really been happy with him. But other points too, I've not really enjoyed his play, and that's kind of led to some opportunities that I haven't been too happy that I felt like I could really maybe have something come out of the wing, and Carrillo hasn't really been able to facilitate that for me. But again, I'm going to wait and see. I'm really going to let him kind of dictate his playing time, and hopefully he's going to turn that around a bit for us. But so far, I wouldn't say I'm overall too happy with him. Besides from that, we got in two right back and a left back in Jordi Alba and Mika Richards. And as you can see here in this game, I'm just going to take a quick break to note that we let in that goal there off the pass, and that led to Newcastle coming back. I rarely blow leads, but we blew a lead in this game, and that's going to lead to a 2-2 draw and a replay in the next episode. So a little unfortunate with that. But continuing on, we brought in Jordi Alba and Mika Richards. Now, the interesting thing you guys need to know, and if you haven't already picked this up from the live stream, is that I didn't sign Jordi Alba. The team actually signed, the Board of Governors signed Jordi Alba for me. And that's not a terrible thing, because I was actually looking at this player, trying to bring him in, but I didn't have to pay a cent to bring Jordi Alba in. He was brought in from the Board of Governors because they wanted to help me out, and that was a crazy event there. I was really actually happy with that happening, and it's going to definitely help our team out. And really, he's been the player that I've extremely enjoyed as in that left back position, because we've had Cresswell playing there. He's very, very solid. I think that he's a first string left back, but he doesn't have the same control, the same kind of presence that Jordi Alba has when you're playing with him. And I don't feel insecure when I'm playing with Cresswell, but I feel way more secure when I'm playing with Alba. I feel like the game is a lot more our back four is a lot more protected when he's back there. So really happy with him thus far, and I feel like he's actually a really great signing to bring in on that left back position. And Mika Richards was a player that we brought in kind of spur of the moment because we had the extra money, and also spur of the moment because we're doing the live stream too. Brought him in for right back position. We already had Glenn Johnson and Martin Kelly. Glenn Johnson's getting older at this point though. I'm going to still play him from time to time, but he's starting to lose his talent, and Martin Kelly's a good player, but again, we're talking about how Cresswell can kind of feel sometimes a little insecure. I feel way more secure of Cresswell than I do of Martin Kelly. And knowing that Martin Kelly is my #1 right back, that scares me a little bit. So we have a lot of great options, but they weren't options that I was feeling 100%, fantastic about. So bringing in Mika Richards, another player that I was maybe expecting a little bit more out of him. We sold Martin Skirtle and money to bring him in, so there was a price tag there to be had. But still, I really am very much happy with both these players, and I feel like they are kind of solidifying our back four. So yeah, really kind of stars to every player minus Carrillo, who I'm hoping to see a bit more from in here coming up in the next couple games or so and going into the future. And I won't pull any drastic triggers. I want to make sure that these players are players that we're going to enjoy. But that's kind of how I'm feeling so far with these players. They're players that I'm happy that we brought in, but the only thing that I'm kind of feeling bad about is that Carrillo we spent a lot of money on, and I haven't felt the immediate return where I brought Merkel in and I was like, I spent a shitload of money on this guy and he is playing great. Carrillo is not doing that for me thus far. But let's focus on this game here, because I haven't done as much commentary on the games going on in a while. And as you can see there, we had not necessarily a tough game, really kind of dominated against Newcastle, just wasn't able to really hold on to that lead, made a poor mistake that led to that goal that kind of let them back into the game. And here this game was very tight, very just kind of this chess match in a lot of ways. You could see the shot that even highlighted there by Holtby. I was frustrated. I was trying to just take those opportunities, and there was probably the best opportunity of the game in the 70th minute too, where at this point there was not that much going on. But here, a moment of brilliance from Raheem Sterling, cuts in, takes the shot, scores the goal. You take those opportunities every once in a while. You think, maybe, just maybe, I can cut back here, and somehow he got between the two defenders, was able to score that. I was elated, ecstatic at this point, because this is a team that was really putting the pressure on us. I could feel the pressure in this game. There's the mistake, though, that's going to cost us in this this first leg, at least, where right there we had the opportunity to go up 2-0. I decided to try to make the pass, try and just put it in with Cavani. Did not work, and in the last couple minutes of this game, Borussia Dortmund are really pressing, really trying to get that goal to get back and get that away goal as well, the all-important away goal. You can see here a couple of really great opportunities, and Bernd Leno on his game, another great save there. He didn't even spill it either, which made me really happy. But they're going to continue the pressure here. Here's another chance. Gundogan going into Schreiber, and Marco Reus, almost an opportunity there. Bernd Leno able to pick that one up. 86th minute though, that is the time that they strike, and Perisek there gets the goal for Borussia Dortmund. That's going to be the goal that's going to tie this game up and give Borussia Dortmund a really great chance going back to their home soil. So unfortunately for us, we couldn't get that goal. We couldn't get that 1-0 lead. That was what I was really looking for, because I was saying to myself, if we get the 1-0 lead, if we don't give up away goal, and we're able to get away goal, just one goal, when we're playing away at Borussia Dortmund, this could potentially be a chance for us to move on to the quarters. But this is going to hurt us now, and we're going to have to really play a great game when we go away from Anfield to see if we can get that. We had a couple chances at least finishing up this half here, trying to see if we can get one more goal, at least get us that little extra cushion, but unfortunately not. It's a 1-1 draw. Still, even though we did drop points against Newcastle, if you want to call it that, I know these are different circumstances, 2 draws in a row there. I felt pretty good about both games, minus the fact that we let Newcastle in, because Borussia Dortmund are a very strong team and one of my favorite teams to watch play. I just felt like they in this game, it's hard to explain, but those top teams somehow always feel like they just click. They make those great passes, those great opportunities, and really make you, as a player, feel like you're helpless against some of their attacks. So I tried to play the best defense that I could and create the opportunities that we could as well. Had a couple really nice opportunities there, not able to capitalize on them, and as well, Raheem Sterling, really happy to see him get that goal there. So at least, you know what, we're going to be going back, and we still have a chance. We're not out of this yet. We have an opportunity to still move on, but we're going to have to wait and see, though, because it's going to be definitely a pretty tough matchup for us there going into the second leg, but a little bit of an easier game. Like I said, we're moving away from Newcastle, we're moving away from Borussia Dortmund, we're going home, back to Anfield again in the Premier League, and we're playing back Blackburn here. And in this game, started a pretty strong lineup, but we have Weiser starting there as well, just trying to give some of the other guys a chance. And the other player I'm not going to talk that much about in this episode, I'm going to talk a little bit more about in the next episode, is Julian Germany, a player that we signed as a free agent, and he's a center back. We sold Skirtle, who's kind of, lost a bit of his pace, but Julian Germany has actually stepped in really well, kind of actually taking the spot from Danny Wilson as the third center back for us. And I'm really excited to see what he can potentially do, because he looks like a great player potentially for us going into the future. In this game, we're actually doing pretty good early on, get those chances, you know, trying to score a goal, can't do it thus far. Best chance of the first half for Blackburn comes right there, though, as it's saved by Bernleno, and they get the corner off of that as well. But they weren't really testing us in this game. This is a game I felt pretty confident about, because after playing Newcastle, after playing Borussia Dortmund, and having these new players, I cannot stress enough, adding these players into my lineup has really felt like just this extra bit of oomph to our team, an extra bit of extra power, where I feel more control on the D because we have these better players, and not necessarily that kind of scared feeling anymore of, I don't know, Martin Kelly's a very good right back, but there's points where I just wouldn't feel comfortable with him. I felt like he was a bit slow, or just, you know, couldn't control the ball as well. Mika Richards and Jordi Alba are the best in their positions pretty much, and we have great center backs to boot, so really happy overall kind of how the team's shaping up. If we really want to start our best 11, I feel like we can start this amazing starting 11 now that just can do great a job. It really puts it in my hands to kind of make it happen, rather than me feeling frustrated or anything like that with the team and saying to myself, oh, if we could have just someone here that could do a little bit more, maybe something would happen. And here's a chance for Merkel, I believe. He just put someone off the bar, but he's not done. He's going to get another chance here. He cuts in, takes the shot. One of his more signature types of goals is I usually am able to create some space for Merkel. He's got that great pace in the middle of the field there, and creates the space for himself, is able to put that nice kind of long shot into the net. We're up 2-0 in this game now. Here's an opportunity for Blackburn to get back into this game, though. They pass it right into the middle. Nicely blocked there, though, to save that from kind of making this game a little bit closer. And Merkel's pretty much going to do the exact same opportunity here, as he's just able to work off Scott Dan, takes the shot here again, and, you know, it's nothing special. I know it's pretty much exactly the same goal there, but I will take it. In a 66th minute, he gets his second goal of the game, and we're up 3-0. And that's good, because we haven't really been able to kind of pad our goal differential this season thus far. And this one, we're going to be able to get a couple extra goals for us here, which is nice. And we kind of try and work something up here, trying to get more. And Adam Lallana has yet to score for us. And in a lot of ways, I think that's almost a bit of a mishit there. But he scores an absolute beauty off the bar into the net. 4-0 win for us here, guys, against Blackburn. Probably near close to the best result that we can have against a team such as that. And that's really going to, like I said, help our goal differential, because we're never super high in the goal differential. We always have tight games. Those are kind of what we usually play. So it's nice to have a bit of a break from that. And that's pretty much this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'll show you the standings here. Squad report next episode. And in the next episode as well, we'll be playing Borussia Dortmund in the second leg. So stay tuned for that. Very important game there. Very intense game that's going to be happening as well. But I'll be up in a couple days. And yeah, thanks, guys, for watching. I'll see you around in the future. Cheers.
At the top of the table remain Manchester City with 58 points. In second, Chelsea with 52 points. In third, Tottenham Hotspur with 51 points. In fourth, Manchester United with 49 points. In fifth, Arsenal with 47 points. In sixth, Liverpool with 47 points, but only behind on goal difference. In seventh, Newcastle United with 47 points, but only behind on goal difference. In eighth, Southampton with 39 points, with a game in hand on the team above. Bottom of the table, Cardiff City with 11 points, with a game in hand on the team above. And then reading up the table, second bottom, Wolverhampton Wanderers with 16 points. Third bottom, Blackburn Rovers with 17 points. Fourth bottom, Swansea City with 18 points, with a game in hand on the team above. Fifth bottom, Stoke City with 25 points.